Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications at the Hilton Head Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, joins us post-Heritage. Charlie, I know you were out there some. You also obviously watched some of the coverage, certainly very closely, because there is a huge investment this island has in that broadcast and in showing the world what it's like to live and visit Hilton Head Island. What'd you think?
It was a love letter to the Lowcountry, definitely. I actually was out there on Friday and Saturday and then watched from home on Sunday. And I know you do this too.
Yeah.
I'm still astounded. I've lived here for 20 years and you look on camera and it's amazing. It looks absolutely breathtaking. And this year did not disappoint with the great weather that we had. So millions and millions and across the globe got to see that. And undoubtedly, again, great PR value for Hilton Head Island.
And limited crowds out there, which I'm sure was great for the folks who were out there. They had a run of the place. Do you think that makes any negative dent in the image worldwide to see smaller crowds?
It seemed, the shots that they do for CBS, and those shots well, they're tight. And so it was interesting. I was looking specifically at those types of things, looking at the gallery, seeing what it looked like. It really just, honestly, overall, just looked absolutely spectacular. The greens were immaculate. Everyone was having a great time. As you know, golfers coming off the Masters, many of them are much more relaxed, bringing their families, and it shows. And it showed in Stuart Sink's win as well. Yeah.
The aerial shots are spectacular. I see parts of the island I didn't know quite existed the way they really exist when you're used to seeing it at ground level. Plans for the summer and into the fall with now taking this and running with it. Are we going to get, I know the numbers are looking pretty encouraging for the summer and the fall. Are we going to hit a point where it's too crowded, nobody goes there anymore?
What's interesting it's an interesting convergence right now, isn't it? When you've got pent-up demand plus spring break, and people often forget, the island is a finite amount of land. Mm-hmm. Our summers are busy every year. Mm-hmm. We know what it feels like. We know what it feels like to welcome guests from all over the country, and that's definitely what we're doing right now. So, as a result, I think Charles Frazier did an amazing job of master planning this community to be exactly what it is, which is a resort destination. And so we are fortunate and lucky to call it home, and fortunate to have those visitors who do come, who make so many amenities and different things for us possible as residents.
You guys have a huge event coming up with Senator Graham, local elected officials and whatever. Tell us a little about it.
State of the Region is really a cornerstone event for the Lowcountry. And as everything that's happened within the year, this is normally something we would have done live last fall with 800 of our closest friends for lunch. And this year we're doing a little bit differently, but the interest is high. We were so amazed to see so many people sign up for this event. It's happening on April 28th.
Right.
April 28th. And as you noted, Senator Lindsey Graham will be our special guest for this. But one thing that's interesting, along with our mayors, something interesting we've polled the community. We're polling our members to say, what do you want to hear about from each of these speakers? And Bob, the answers coming back this year are very, very interesting, especially when it comes to those questions they want to ask Lindsey Graham about.
Yeah, a lot more about the reopening and federal government involvement, or what?
You'd be surprised. We were surprised, quite frankly, by the findings. They want to talk about their number one issue right now, Bob, is the lack of bipartisanship in Washington. What's happening in D.C. is something they want to know more about. How do we bridge this gap? How do we get past this and get things moving forward for the country? That is a big issue for them. And lots of others as well. And then from some of our local municipalities, some interesting things people want to know about too. So every year always brings change in that department. So we think it's a great way to ask our elected officials directly about those issues that matter to residents.
All right. It's all going to be remote this year. The State of the Region coming up on the 28th. You can find out more at the Hilton Head Chamber website. Thanks so much, Charlie, for joining us. Charlie Clark of the Hilton Head Bluffton Chamber of Commerce.